Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina episode. I love when I get the chance to have the Beekeepers Association. So coming up in this episode, I have the Fairfield County Beekeepers Association, a couple of fellas that they do it as a hobby, and they're going to share some really cool stuff that I'm excited to share with you. So hopefully it will encourage you to maybe want to try it out. And there's something for students and veterans, and we'll find out more here in just a bit. And then I also get to highlight one of our local first responders from the Lancaster Fire Department. So again, don't go anywhere, folks. Got a lot to share with you. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. One of my very favorite sweet treats truly is, some people would say chocolate and things like that. Mine is honey. I don't ever have honey in my cupboard because I like it. It's not that I just drink it, but it's good for you. I've learned this throughout the years, that honey is good for you. Now, that's probably why I don't have as much, because I don't know if I would over consume honey or not, just because I can't keep it in the house. But I do have with me a couple of gentlemen who are in a Fairfield County Beekeepers Association club. Yes. And I have the president and the vice president. So President Garret Fowler is with me, and also the vice president, Roy Adams, is with me. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to come on.
Absolutely.
I joke about it, and it's not really that funny probably, but I think it is, because it was the first time I had Jeannie
Yep.
Psalm on.
Yes, correct. She's past president.
Past president, yes. It was right as COVID happened, and I had the full bee suit on. What was funny about it was I looked absolutely ridiculous. What wasn't so funny was about it right after that is when COVID happened, and people were just like, when they would see the picture up on social media at first, they would think of COVID. I'm like, no, it's a bee suit. It's actually the bee suit. But we're here to talk about the association and what it takes to be a beekeeper, because I also have learned that it can be something that's kind of tough, and you have to be patient with it. So I'm going to start with Garret first. Okay. Why did you decide to start and to become a beekeeper?
Well, it's actually Roy's fault. So back in 2022, he called me and said, hey, what are you doing this February? I don't remember the exact date. And I said, I don't know. It's a Saturday. He said, let's go to bee school. I said, bee school? I said, I have no interest in bees. I don't, but why not? We do things. Let's try it out. So I got into it, went through the class that the other members, Jeannie included, started, and it really piqued my interest. Nice. And then we ordered all the hives, and we got the packages, and we got them installed, and then going out and starting getting into them, I'm like, well, this is kind of neat. Nice. Just seeing the progress, and I guess the obsession is my best way to say it.
Yeah.
Just see what can be done, and then everything you can do with honey, from the propolis to the wax, from making candles. The propolis is the glue that the bees use to stick the hive together. There's antibacterial properties to that. It's endless of what you can do.
Wow. We're going to find out about some more of that. Yeah, absolutely. Roy, why did you decide to get into beekeeping?
It's something I've been interested in for a long time. I used to help a lady. She's also a member of the club, and her and her brother started beekeeping. Her and her brother actually started with Jeannie and started the club. Okay. So her brother moved to Montana. She needed help lifting boxes. So she was like, hey, you want to come help me out with this? So went down and helped her a few times. And once you get into a beehive, it's like he said, it's an obsession, or it's very addicting. So like I said, just started with that. Got into the club, and I got started in the club because we offer scholarships.
Okay.
And with myself being a veteran, I got one of the veteran scholarships, so that got me started with my
Really?
bees. Yeah, so started from there, and I went from 3 the first year. I have 17 right now. So.
Okay. You totally, because sometimes my brain goes, whoop, you're a veteran, thank you.
I am. Yes, thank you.
Because I also highlight veterans, so you'll have to come back because we could probably talk. What branch?
Army.
Okay, yeah, we could talk for a whole half hour ourselves. So we're good, but we're
Yeah.
sticking with the bees today. Yeah, that is really cool though. I didn't know that they did scholarships and things like that to get you started with in that.
2 student. We try to do 2 students and 2 veterans. We just switched it this year to do veterans / first responders. So we're able to give a Columbus fireman a scholarship.
So what does the scholarship entail? What is it?
So that'll be everything they need to start. Bee suit, hive tools, hive, bees,
Okay.
plus a mentor.
Okay.
So
And that can be costly, can it? To start up.
Can
for
be.
startup. Can be.
It
if you-
can
Say
be.
monetary value, you're probably looking at close to $1,000 of worth of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
That is really a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why are you giving these scholarships?
Because we're a nonprofit. First and foremost, we're a nonprofit organization. But on the other side of that, we want to get beekeeping out there to folks that don't do it.
Yeah.
And we had a couple young girls that did it this last year, and they were in 4-H, and they did wonderful. So
Nice.
it's just spreading the word, really, just to get bees out there and a new hobby.
Yeah, a new hobby, and that's really what it is.
It
yeah.
is.
And we do the junior scholarships for the kids just to get a new generation started in the programs and stuff to help not only continue our club but continue beekeeping throughout the rest of the years to come. Just to make sure it's something that people are still doing and knowing about.
So how old do you have to be in the club, the beekeeping club?
Well, it doesn't matter how old. Scholarship is 9 to 18. Was it 9 to 18? I think
Probably
it's
just want an adult, of course, to be with them when they attend.
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few younger. There's a couple young kids that come in and they sit and they listen to us and they color when they get.
Really?
Our youngest, one of our younger members, he started beekeeping when he was 3 years old.
Yeah, he's been doing bees longer than I have.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say. That is really neat because although they're sitting over here and they're collaring and things like that, they're still watching. They're still
absolutely.
learning and listening.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
It is fascinating. Bees are fascinating. So these are specific bees. These are honeybees
Correct.
you're talking about, of course,
Correct.
obviously. There are some bees that we just don't want to be able to deal with or bother with at all. But are all bees important?
Absolutely.
Almost all variety of bee is some sort of pollinator.
Yeah,
so-
which is what we need. That is
Yeah,
from
from the bumblebees to the mason bees. There's a few native to Ohio. I don't really know all of them, but
What do you recommend people when they do see a beehive? Any kind of beehive?
leave it alone.
Just stay away from it.
Yep.
Even if you're a beekeeper, especially if you
I
just
mean,
walk
Well, and there's something, sometimes they put their hives in spots where people don't want them, and there are beekeepers that'll go out, say one honeybees or even yellow jackets or whatever. If they move into your house, into a wall of your house and things like that, there's beekeepers that'll come out and they'll do removals to move those bees out.
They will. How do
Yes.
you contact those? Without what?
Without killing them.
Okay.
So there's actually a list on our website. You can get on a Ohio State Beekeepers Association. There is a list of folks that'll do removals, swarm catches,
Nice.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That's good to know because again, they are important
Yes,
Absolutely.
community. And
No bees, we don't eat.
thank you. Yeah, and that's where I wanted to segue right into that as well. The importance of honey and the things that they do. Because you said it's not just the honey that they're making that you get from the bees. It's all of their other things as well. Tell folks what some of those other things. You mentioned them a little bit at the beginning of the.
I mean, besides the honey, which is it's a natural sugar that they make. Some folks say that if you take a teaspoon of that a day, it'll help with allergies. I don't know. That's old wives' tale, I guess. I don't know naturalist type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, from the wax. I mean, people have been using the wax for drawer slides for years. The old wooden drawer slides.
Really?
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, just
And I mean, there's so many different. As far as the wax, there's so many different things. I mean, a lot of people use it for obviously candles, fire starters. So survivalists are using beeswax to make fire starters to, keep a fire going when they're out camping or in the stuff like that. So
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were intimidated by a beehive?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is it every time?
Not anymore.
No.
Actually, the last one was last summer. He's got a couple hives in Hocking County, and they were not nice. They're very aggressive. They did not like to be messed with. I mean, I'm nowhere near what I was. I was scared to death first time I got in a hive.
I remember his first time getting in
I
the
was
hive.
scared to death, and things.
I thought he was going to hyperventilate.
Yeah, they were
Really?
bouncing off my veil, and I was like, oh man. But now it's almost therapeutic. You get into them, you listen to the buzz and the hum of the hive, and
Really?
go through. And
So what got you past it, Garrett?
I would say
That fear.
just doing it. And honestly, to me, the more nervous you are, I think they react to it almost how like a dog would. That's just my personal opinion. But the more you go through it and you do it easy and you know what you're looking for, and it just kind of goes away.
What are some of I said you have to be patient with it, because sometimes you get out there and you get it all set up and everything, and then it doesn't work out.
And that's the thing. You can do everything right and you can lose a hive.
Yeah. How does that happen? You don't know, or are
sometimes.
there? Oh, really? Really? How many have you lost? Have you lost any?
Knock on wood.
Okay, I shouldn't ask that question.
I haven't lost
should I?
any yet. So
Awesome.
I've been keeping them for 3 years now. This is my third winter, so next year will be my fourth season going into it. And as of right now, like I said, I started with 3 in my first year, ended up at 7 going into winter, got all those through. And then last year I had 15 going into winter, got all those through. And so far so good.
Okay.
We'll see what this cold snap does. We'll see where we're at with that. But right now I still have 17.
Oh, nice. So what is the upkeep for it? And can you make money from having the beehives and stuff?
You can. It just depends on what you want to do, whether you want to sell honey, whether you want to sell bees, sell queens.
Do you suggest people to go in with a mindset of making money or not? Probably not.
I think
in the
more
beginning.
for us and for him, it was if we can make money to put back into our hobby, then
it's not so much making money; it's just reinvesting back into the bees.
Continuing
is
with it.
is what we've done so far. So
Yeah.
because it definitely can be a very expensive hobby. Also with beekeeping, a lot of people that you talk to that are beekeepers, they always say that you should be a woodworker as well, because all the hive bodies, everything is made out of wood.
Okay.
So having a decent knowledge of woodworking and stuff like that helps as well.
Wonderful.
Because makes it a little cheaper.
When is your next bee school for folks, and what is the contact information for folks to reach out to you to find out more? Have anybody interested?
So that's what, February
22nd and March 15th.
March 15th.
Our bee school's coming up.
So
Okay.
that'll be on the website, fairfieldcountybeekeepers.org. So
Okay.
or the Facebook page will have all the information for sign-ups. It's only one day. We offer 3 classes, but it's only one day.
Okay, wonderful. All right, and then if you can apply for a scholarship, they can try for the scholarship. if you're
Scholarships are over for this year.
They
we're,
are,
We're
okay.
actually, we just interviewed. We've got a couple more kids
just
to
missed it.
interview.
Okay.
But next year we'll do it again.
Okay,
Yep, yeah,
wonderful,
that's what I say, yep.
wonderful. And if not, go ahead and just get started, and then you
Always welcome
don't
to
wanna
come to a
wait.
meeting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
and honey
you.
is good for you. It's so beneficial that, and is this my honey? I was going to drink it. Maybe we'll get that.
Yep, that's for you.
Open up. I was going to joke and do it, but it's got that on it. But yeah, and it could end up down me, and I've got other guests. So thank you guys so much. It will end up down me. I'm just going to say that. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have my first responder of the month. He is Rick Hubble. He is from the Fire Department, Lancaster Fire Department. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing all right, and I'm so glad that you can make it. Oh my goodness, because I know there have been a little bit of changes and stuff because we had fire chief, another one retire. Yeah, and so anyways, we've got that going on. Always something happening, right?
Yeah. It was his time. He put in a great career, and Yep, absolutely.
Why did you decide to be a firefighter?
Oh, wow. So that's going to be a big story. So when I was 13 years old, my father died of cancer.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So I went through a tough time when I was young, and idolized the man, obviously, like any normal 13-year-old boy would. So he kind of his death shaped my life. I got into, he was always helping people. He was always, just a big part of the community. So I got through high school and decided I wanted to be a teacher. Well, because I wanted to help people, deal with people.
Yeah.
So went to OUL for about, well, I'm going to say a week and a half, but it was a little bit longer than that. But I didn't get good grades. So I went back home after I didn't do well in college, and I decided I was going to follow my dad's footsteps and just be a volunteer firefighter for Junction City.
Okay.
And just, put in some time there, and boy, I figured out my life. Well, fell in love with it, and I guess the rest is history. I mean, it's, just...
So that was right out of high school then?
That was right out of high school. Joined the fire department in January of 95, and I graduated May of 94, or June of 94.
Okay.
Somewhere in that area.
Wow, and you have loved every bit of it ever since?
Loved every bit of it. It's a rewarding career. Any young kid I talk to that doesn't understand what they want to do in life, I push them towards it. It's like, give it a shot. You end up with a second family. You live with 6 or 7 guys, girls at the engine house while you're there, every third day, and you become close knit, and
it's been a minute since I have actually had somebody to highlight as a first responder from the fire department. And I share with a lot of them because I did a ride-along a few years back. And I will never, ever forget, after that day, and it was Lieutenant Claymeyer who was the one that was the one that I was with that day and kind of followed, and he showed me things and talked a lot about everything about the firehouse. And when I left that day, I got in my car, and I can't remember if I got in and I drove down the road, and I was meeting friends to actually see one of our favorite local bands, Bad Influence, and I just stopped on the side of the road, and I just became overwhelmed with emotion. And it's because a lot of us will wake up and know what we're going to do that day. Right now I substitute, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go be with pre-K and teach my kids all day. Firefighters don't know what they're going to get from minute to minute. And that to me is just astounding, because I cried because I thought these men and women have no idea what they're going to face, and then at the end of their shift, or because it's 24 hours, right? You go in from, then they go home to their families and have to let it all go. How can you do that? Because these are other humans and people, so it's hard. How many years now then you've been doing this?
95, 2025, so 30 years.
Wow.
I don't feel that old, but
no, you don't look it either. So I always say no.
But I mean, it obviously takes a special mindset, and hopefully you don't get baptized by fire. I mean, you slowly integrate into that world, and I use God. God is there with me all the time. I mean,
Amen.
A lot of prayer, self-reflection, and once again, back to my dad. I mean, if he, you think 13-year-old boy lost his dad to death, that sounds horrible. but I wouldn't change it.
No.
Because that makes me who I am today.
Correct.
And so God is good in everything he does. And when we look at something like that, it's like, it sounds horrible, but when it comes down to it, no, it's good. And what you're missing at that moment is the whole picture, the big picture that he sees. So.
No, yeah. So, but you did mention that your dad was a volunteer firefighter. So do you think there were things that you saw in him that has helped you to be the firefighter that you are today? Or not? I mean, because
I don't know if I'd go that deep.
13.
Yeah, I was 13.
Yeah, 13.
I mean, like, you know, and that's one of the things that I kind of miss if I get sentimental about it. Is like, he didn't know me as a man.
Yeah.
I didn't get to know him as a man.
in that way, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
But obviously, he instilled quite a bit in you in those 13 years.
Sure.
Absolutely. What has been your highlight of your career so far? Or do you may have more than?
Yeah, I mean, in 30 years, I've seen a lot of stuff. I'm going to say delivering a baby. September, I think it was September 9th, Labor Day. Funny. We swung. We were working in the area of my sister's house in Grove City, and we stopped by for a little, just a couple bites of food because we were in the area. So we grabbed some food, and about that time they sent us a message and said, "Hey, we have a woman in labor," and it was her 6th kid, and she said she had a history of fast labors. So by the time we got to the truck, took a little peek, and I'm like, "Oh goodness, we're doing this."
This is happening
Here it
right
comes.
now.
And at the time, we were on a 2-man truck,
my
so it was me and
goodness.
another person, and it's like, but it was textbook. I mean, it went perfectly, and we kind of nicknamed the kid Textbook. But
that's funny.
But yeah, it was great.
So, do you have a favorite? Are you on the truck or are you medic? Do you prefer?
Oh, I do
one?
both.
You
know,
does it vary usually, or do you usually have somebody that you? Okay.
It does vary.
From day to day, or is it from?
Yeah, day to day. I mean,
I know again, you're a day on, probably a couple days off. So
So we just rotate. I mean, you know, there's 6 positions inside an engine house. 1 position is taken up by the lieutenant. So you just kind of rotate through the 6 positions.
Oh, you do.
Okay. And I mean, it just gives you. It gives you a little bit of variety from running on the medic all the time, or even just being on the engine all the time. So you know, you got to keep up your skills on the medic, and vice versa. You, when you're on the engine, you're dealing with different emergencies.
Yeah.
And kind of like you were saying, you know, you get this emotional overload sometimes, and you know, it's good to take a break off that medic.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you guys see everything. Everything. There's like. They call, you're going out.
Yeah, and the funny thing is when dispatch gets a call, if they don't know who to send, they send us anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a smell in the area, send the fire department. Electrical issue outside on the telephone pole, send the fire department.
Since you've been doing this for all these years, have you ever, and I'm asking because I had this happen to myself when I was down in Texas years and years and years ago, thinking it was gas and it was a skunk that had sprayed in the house.
We get those calls all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's like,
absolutely.
How do you do it? Because it's it's so sad because I was one of those people, and they were so kind to me and my sister, but we didn't know that being in Texas, the lady that had lived behind her put up traps and would always trap them. A lot of them throughout the season, skunk season we'll call it, and she no longer lived there. So it came up under the house and sprayed, and we didn't know it. Yeah. But let me tell you, it is horrible. And you don't know what the smell is because it's so strong at first. So we called it. Yeah. We called 911. We said, "There's a gas smell. We don't know what it is." Well, and they all came out. They were very, very nice about it and kind.
Unless you're, let me just say, unless you're fully educated on the difference between what this smell is and it's a gas smell. Exactly. So unless, I mean, you got to err on the side.
Literally in the spray.
Yep. You got to err on the side of caution.
And you don't see it.
If we sit here and talk and we say, you know what, it might be a skunk, don't call, that can get somebody in trouble because they're like, we didn't call, but then the house exploded.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have you always been in Lancaster, this area?
No. I mean, it depends on, you know, what job we're talking about or whatever.
Yeah.
So
You've been
I
in
started
different departments then?
Yeah, I started working for Lancaster Fire in 2005.
Okay.
So coming up on my 20th year this August.
Okay, yeah. Are you going to retire soon, or do you?
Well, we put in 25, and then we can do retirement program to where it's called the drop.
Okay.
We can stay there for a few more years, and it just keeps the knowledge of the older guys around. So.
Oh yeah, for the new ones coming in and stuff.
So
yeah.
I don't want to say I'm knowledgeable, but
experienced.
Definitely got a couple minutes of experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, that you can hopefully help others. I'm pretty sure that you are, Rick. So anything that you want to share, just for anybody that is interested in becoming a firefighter or a medic, or try it out.
Try it
Volunteer.
out.
Do you suggest volunteering
Absolutely,
first?
volunteer. If you fall in love with it, get your certifications quickly. I mean, that was one of my downfalls, or not really a downfall, but one of my faults. I didn't go through and just get my certifications right away.
Gotcha.
I got a couple of the basic ones and slowly tried to get a job, and it's like, really, when it comes down to it, they're looking for firefighter, paramedic. That's what people are looking for, because we need those people out there.
Both of them, so you can be. Rick, thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Here. And yes, folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Downhill with Tina.
For the last 30 years, I've worked in Fairfield County. The beauty of working in this county is it's small enough that you get to know people on an individual level, that you get to do the kind of work you want to do personally, but it's large enough that we have some resources and we have some ability to bring coalitions together to make some bigger changes.
You have the benefits of a suburban community, and Columbus isn't too far away if you want to get that urban experience. Plus, if I ever feel like I need to get away for a little bit, there's tons of great hiking around here.
Well, Fairfield County is just a really different county, so it's very resource rich. There are so many people in similar and overlapping helping fields. They make excellent community partners.
We all know each other and we don't compete with each other. Like agency-wide, we're all here to serve our clients, and you know someone everywhere, you know what I mean? And so that, I just feel like that helps it to get our clients the best care. So that's a big thing for me.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
Downhill with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Folks, I hope you're having a good year so far. I know that we sometimes have those trials and tribulations of things that we have to face. Something that I'm doing that maybe it will help you as well. Every day I'm writing something down, and just for my blessings and the things that, even if it's not been a great day, I will go and find a Bible passage or a Bible verse and I will write it down in my book. And I think the reason why I'm doing it also is because I want to put it on paper, but I also want to go back to it if I ever want to see what the year was like. I said when 25 came in, I thought, this is going to be my best year, and this is going to be fun, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I know I had shared that I had a flat tire, my car was totaled at the end of the year. Things happen, but if we just continue to be positive and seek positivity and to stay above and happier, and it's all about choice, and you have a choice. I hope you choose happy. It's Downhill with Tina. Have a great week. God bless and good day.